Word of warning, the following segment features a gratuitous amount of swearing. So, with all of that being said, that's generally the sentiment with which I greet a Biden clip that comes across my path these days, and no, I am not drunk. But anyway, I am Professor Spoon, and class is now officially in session. Today's lesson, why Joe Biden is a fucking moron. And no, this does not involve his inability to not fall off a bike that's standing dead fucking still. And before people's eyes go really big and think, oh shit, this is gonna be a really long video. Nah, don't worry, it's only gonna be on the one topic. Otherwise, I would be here till Christmas still fucking talking. We all know the petrol prices are flying off the handle, and Joe Biden, being the dementia-riddled fuckhead that he is, has seemingly been telling every twat that sticks a mic under his foggy aviators that the problem is, of course, everybody else's fault, but his. The aging moron ran on ending fossil fuels, which he was cheered on because his supporters are all a bunch of dangerous retards who think giving power to people who can't even identify what a woman is have all the foundational scientific prowess and expertise to stop the world from, I don't know, engulfing itself in a giant ball of fire or some shit. Anyway, ran on ending fossil fuels. You know, if you say that kind of shit in a debate, investors or potential investors take notice and think twice about investing. So if you get into office then, and the first thing you do is kill the Keystone XL pipeline, and that sends investors running for the fucking hills. Not to mention you piss off those that lost money already, the jobs that could have been created, and the resource that could have been fucking purchased. So, he is taking a fucking hammer to domestic oil production, which of course blunts the supply and jolts a firecracker up the arse of the price. And then this git has the audacity, the balls, the gargantuan cojones, to scold the fossil fuel industry for making a profit. And say, they must pay their fair share in tax. I am so fucking pissed at the stupid retard. I don't even know where to begin with this stupid son of a bitch. The idea that an entity that is comprised entirely of parasites that do nothing for society but steal and destroy can claim someone else must pay their fair share is criminal, and you can fuck off. But then of course we have the greedy corporations. Yes, the greedy corporations who all they care about is just making money and profit and revenue and just fantasizing all damn day about drowning in an avalanche of dirty dollar bills. Secondly, you want them to make profit. Profit is what allows a company to stay in business. Not to mention their profits is what you tax. If I'm being as generous as I am, because I'm such a nice person, I really am, I would think you, with your constant fucking whining of fair share, you want to accumulate revenue for the federal government. Why, I don't fucking know. Government never worked within its means either way. It just borrows and accumulates debt. That's the next fucking person's problem. What a wonderful accountable system we've managed to erect. It's almost like politicians are deliberately wrecking the joint. Someone then who was not an economically illiterate retard would create an environment and tax code that would allow the maximum amount of investment that would generate a profit, which you can do with a lower tax code and less regulation, because taxing more profiting ventures at lower rates allows one to accumulate more money overall. This is why his shtick of corporate greed makes no bloody sense, and all the company could generate more revenue if they pumped more oil. If I sell 20 units at $5 versus 200 at $2.50, guess which one makes me more money? Imagine openly vowing to kill the fossil fuel sector. You cut off oil leases left, right, and fucking center. Since the second your carcass gets dragged over the finish line with a paper trail so fresh the fucking ink on it's still wet, only to see it destroy you and your party's polling numbers, then you turn around and chastise the fossil fuel industry while you gaffer tape them in red tape and regulation like a fucking mummy for not producing enough fucking oil. I imagine those oil executives all have dartboards in their offices with his fucking face on them. You know, those people aren't all that popular with the general public, but Biden has somehow managed to make them look like the good guys. You know, if you can make the oil industry look like the wounded party, you are one malevolent son of a bitch. But anyway, let me explain this. Profit is a good thing. Profit is the mechanism that provides the producer with a guide for resource allocation. If I am gathering or buying raw materials that I use for products, whichever product is most popular with the customer, that is the one I now wish to produce more of. The profit of these products incentivizes me to make more of that to satisfy the consumer demand. I get profit, they get the good they enjoy, everyone is happy. Basic law of supply and demand. High supply, lower demand, cheaper price. Higher demand, lower supply, expensive price. If something is cheaper than usual, that is likely why. Or they can't offload it at their usual price, so they'll knock it down a peg or two so they can, move it even if they operate on a loss. And God forbid these morons think about price controls. I wouldn't put it past them, because that's quite the road to go down if you're trying to kill the supply. Because let's say the government comes out and says petrol will be no more than $2.50. You know what would happen? Everyone within an earshot of that news would break the fucking sound barrier to get to the nearest pump and will buy as much oil as they can afford and carry, because basic time preference, it'll be, holy shit, I have no idea when petrol will ever be this cheap again, so I'll stock the fuck up. And all the investors will look at this and go, holy shit, we're losing so much fucking money. And anyone who can pull out will, and you'll get a shortage, because it's not profitable to produce. And you can't subsidize the bloody thing then, because that involves more taxes, which would negate the fucking point of the price controls in the bloody first place. Anyway, that's all for today. Until next time.